Want to record this. Oh, okay. Now, first of all, thank you for joining me today. Okay, I know today is Sunday afternoons. Okay, and today we're going to discuss active and inactive stocks. Okay, so sometimes what it means is sometimes when I mention about illiquid, liquid stock, this is what it means. Okay, so some chart come with more consistent volume and the pricing or the candlestick move more consistently. Some is a bit weird. Okay, I'm gonna share with you a few and how you are actually going to tackle it, because the reason why I want to cover this today, I think on this week, okay, if not mistaken. I'm not so sure whether JS is here or not. Okay, so I actually met up with one member. Okay, and he told me about he will tends to avoid. Okay, if you let's say see illiquid stock, and he tend to avoid as well when he see a big LC, okay, line change, okay, in the background. So I think is makes sense. Okay, but there are some things that I think as a VSA trader you must take note as well, because illiquid stock, yes, you must avoid. Okay, but if let's say it comes with some change in terms of the characteristic, I think it's worth to pay attention to. Now again, do remember, not all LC is is a bad one. Okay, so if let's say the line change come from bottom, okay, or come from accumulation, then I think it's fine. But if let's say it goes up in a very fast pace with the LC, then you must be careful. This is what we call the buying climax. Okay, I think the very good example is Theta. Okay, is one of them. Okay, now before we move on, this is moving forward, Sifu Fu. We do a special section with members, especially with members. Okay, so this is going to be in live Facebook, starting from 7th of November. Okay, every Sunday. Okay, Sifu Fu will do a live training, okay, or live Facebook with members and some of the friends that be there. Okay, his main focus will be on VF and pullback. So for members that if you want to know more about pullback, you can actually join Sifu Fu in this section. Okay, so he's going to conduct I think it's 2 months. Okay, November to December. Okay, so every Sunday 8:30. So I think around like total 8 to 7 section. Okay, excluding the one in the December week in the masterclass then. Okay, now let's go directly to what it means by inactive and active stock. Okay, so again, sometimes I will mention illiquid, same things, because illiquid, which means that the stock doesn't come with lots of volume and transaction. Okay, now so illiquid, what it means is that technically the volume, okay, is come with a very low trading activity. The stock come with very low trading activities, and usually low volume activities is indicating lack of interest, okay, sorry, from smart money or maybe from investor, whatever you call it. Okay, now again, do remember, okay, illiquid and low volume is different. Okay, illiquid and low volume is different. Okay, low volume, which means the price is technically is quiet, accumulation, okay, at the time they are not under the spotlight. Okay, people are not pay attention to it, but doesn't mean it's illiquid. Okay, illiquid, which means the stock is no people buy, no people selling. Okay, maybe one day you only see 1 or 2 transactions. One people buy, the price will go up few cents. One people selling, the price will go down few cents. This is what we call illiquid. Okay, so it's different. Okay, now illiquid stocks tends to hard to sell. Okay, because I actually tried this before. I think back to like 10 years ago when I was in university at the time. Okay, I still remember this counter hotline. Okay, I'm not sure whether some of you know this counters or not. Okay, because it's super quiet and it's trading around like 5 cents, 4 cents, and after like 10 years still trading the range. Okay, so what happened is that the time when I was in university, I think kind of naive. Okay, because why? The range of the stock is around 6 cents to 0.055, and the lowest is 0.05. Okay, so of course at the time me and my friend thought that, okay, we buy here, we sell here, okay, easy, because the price, right, have been ranging in this range for months. Okay, so even years. Okay, because they are like this, no illiquid, it's very illiquid. Okay, so what happened is that we and the other friend, okay, thought that, okay, we pump the money. Okay, we buy here and sell here, easy money, right? Easy money. So we thought that, okay, we're gonna do this. Maybe you can get 2 trades in a month. After like 1 year, 3 years, 10 years down the road, we're gonna be rich. Okay, but again, it's not that easy. Why? Because 5 cents, I don't think people will sell to you. Okay, it's very difficult to get the price at 5 cents, and again, it's very difficult to sell at 6 cents. Okay, because this kind of illiquid stocks, I realize that you tends to need to sell one bit lower usually, because you're never going to get a buyer from here. I don't know, maybe something is lucky or not. Okay, but this is what happened to me after I entered this trades hotline, holding for a few weeks, few months. Sorry, I've been queuing for a few days at 5 cents, but never get. Okay, so what we do is that we entered one bit higher, 0.55. We thought that we're gonna enter 0.55 and sell at 6 cents. Okay, also make money, right? But difficult to get sell at 6 cents, because so in the end, I think we actually break even after holding for months. Okay, because it's, to be frank, very scary. Okay, now illiquid stocks. Okay, illiquid stocks also tends to move in a range for months. Okay, I mean, obviously they move range in months. Okay, and lots of shakeup is going to happen in this range, because this is a range that lots of people are not into these counters yet. Okay, so again, this is very important. Okay, if let's say the stock is illiquid, okay, without change of behavior, avoid. Okay, illiquid without change of behavior, avoid. Okay, so again, this is very important, because again, like I said the other day, I met up with one members. Okay, say illiquid stock he won't touch. Okay, but if illiquid plus change of behavior, I think it's worth to pay attention to. Okay, I think worth to pay attention to. Okay, now so far, just want to ensure everyone is okay. Type of A for me if let's say okay. Type of B for me if you lost. Okay, if you feel a bit confusing so far. Okay, type of A for me if you okay, can follow. Type of B for me if you confused. Okay, now most important is that you have to differentiate what is illiquid and low volume. Okay, illiquid and low volume is different. Okay, illiquid and low volume is different. Okay, so far I only got 2% reply me. Okay, I got around like almost 30 people over here. Okay, how about the rest? Okay, how about the other members? No response. Okay, so I hope the other members is okay so far, because like this kind of member training, usually I want to ensure at least 70-80% members here, you okay, you learn something from the training. Okay, because this is the purpose of the training. So okay, so good. Okay, so far everyone is smart. Now this is what I call the stocks that I've been holding for previously. Okay, now okay, if you got some questions, will certain stocks suddenly turns back to illiquid in between? Yes, it will. Okay, I'm going to explain that later on. Okay, it will. Okay, I think got one trade also I kena this. Okay, but overall is fine lah. But just that sometimes illiquid counters you need to hold. Okay, you need to hold, and probably I will share with you some strategy that I'm using to deal with this. Okay, now this is what we call the chart with no change of behavior. I think of course last year or last 2 years ago they got some split share, okay, for this hub-like counter, but overall if you notice, they are like this, okay, trading in a range, only move like 1 bit, 2 bit, 1 bit, 2 bit. Of course from time to time you go up like this, you drop again, and then move range again. Okay, so usually this kind of counter I don't really want to touch anymore because of the past previous experience. But to be frank with you, if let's say you think this is okay for you, I think okay, because some of my friends, they like to buy this kind of counters. I think one of the counter is next gram, right? Is trading around like 1 cent if not mistaken, or 2-3 cents. Okay, so what they do is that they buy, okay, hope that it goes up for a few bits, and then they sell. Okay, so yeah, if you like this kind of things, I think okay. But personally for me, you need to really be prepared, okay, because it can up 50%, it can down 50%. Okay, do remember 2 cents to 1 cent, even though it's 2 bit, but it's almost 50% as well. Okay, now this is what I call the chart, okay, with change of behavior. Okay, the chart, you must remember charts. If you trade these patterns, you must ensure there is a change of behavior. Okay, now let's see whether got any questions or not. Okay, Lambo, yeah, Lambo, I think, and next, okay, also having the same things too. Okay, now this is what we call illiquid. Okay, so if you realize your stocks, okay, some is like hubline, it will trade within a range, 2-3 beats, you know, moving here and there for a few months or years. Okay, some of them doesn't mean that you move in a range. Okay, but if you notice, right, your candlestick is very abnormal one. Okay, like for example, this MSM, right? So here, it closed here, okay, but it opened here. Okay, example, this one. Okay, it closed here, but you know, it opened here, it closed down here, and then the next day it opened up at different prices again. So this is what we call illiquid. Because why? This happened because probably, you know, one or two buyer, it can push a price up, or two seller can push a price down. Okay, because overall discounters, there's no interest, okay, from a group of smart money, okay, into it. Okay, so you know, they kind of like move the price easily, okay, with only a few transactions, okay, throughout the day. So if let's say, if you notice the candle tends to be more normal, okay, what it means by normal is that the opening of today is almost similar with the closing of yesterday, then for me, the one is normal. That's the first way to identify it. Okay, so if you realize, right, after that, right, the candles, right, if you realize they are actually kind of like hugging with each other together, okay, of course with volume, and the opening and closing on the current bar and the previous bar is almost the same. Okay, so which means transaction is coming in, volume is coming out. I mean, obviously volume is coming in. Okay, here actually it already show you one time already. Okay, here and here is totally different. Okay, so again, this is what I mean, you know, the chart with change of behavior. Okay, and I think this kind of formation, okay, is worth to pay attention to. Okay, again, if we think based on VSA, you know, smart money, I think it makes sense. Why? First of all, discounters in this period, no one interested. Okay, and if let's say suddenly they change to this kind of patterns with, of course, volume. Okay, if let's say you use TradingView, if you hide this volume, okay, if you hide this volume, hide these periods, actually here got lots of volume. Okay, because this volume starting spike up, then here become very low volume. Okay, because MSM, I've been following them once they change the behavior, once they change the candlestick. Okay, so from here to here. Okay, so example, if let's say you look into this kind of formations, right, you know that, okay, something is going on. Okay, someone is coming in, someone is interested. Okay, very obvious one. Okay, from very liquid to liquid. Okay, now again, type one for me. Okay, type a one for me if you can follow so far. Type a one for me if you understand this concept. Okay, so again, like I say, type a two for me if you're confused with this concept. Okay, again, we want to use volume, okay, to determine, you know, why this happened, why that happens, okay, and what's the things that we should look for after that. Okay, good. Okay, so hopefully all this makes sense for you, all right? Okay, so now again, how to identify? Okay, price move in a tight range, okay, for a long period of time. Example like Hubline, I shared with you just now. You know, I've been moving for years already, okay, always in this range, okay, 4 cents, 5 cents, 6 cents, and it was just like this, okay. Don't have any exciting volume just normal as usual. So you know that, you know, potentially there's no much of interest into it. Okay, if happen in hourly chart, will it call illiquid? Well, I can say it can call illiquid as well, Simon, but today we focus on daily chart, okay, because it can happen in hourly chart as well. It can happen in hourly chart as well, but of course that one will be in a very shorter time frame. Okay, shorter time frame. Like for example, some stocks, right, it can break up, okay, line change, okay, 1 day or 2 day, but you know, it may make a pullback for a few weeks. Okay, so sometimes it can have this kind of illiquid patterns, okay, but in a short period of time. All right, but today we're going to focus in more in daily chart. So if you understand, you know, how the daily chart everything works, then you can apply the same concept in the hourlies too. Okay, now this another one. How to identify it is, you know, the opening of the price is the opening is different, okay, on compared to the next day. Okay, sorry, compared to the previous day. Okay, so which means yesterday, okay, the candle is like this, up bar, okay, but today it opened like this, okay, and maybe drop, okay, down bar, okay, down bar, and the next day it open here, okay, with a doji bar maybe, okay, and you know, the next day again it open here, close lower again. Okay, so the opening and closing is always a bit different. Okay, so this is one of the way you want to identify it as well. Okay, so which means that overall they don't have a nice and clear opening, high, low, close. Okay, oops, got one slide is missing. Okay, never mind, it's okay. Right, so this is a few counters that VSA I trade. Okay, sorry, I actually got one slide is missing. Okay, got one slide is missing. Okay, all right, so how are you going to deal with this kind of trade setups, okay, which is called the COB, change of behavior. So again, first of all, we are looking at trading rules and trading plans right now. Okay, TP, trading, not target profit, trading plan. Okay, probably I write nicely. Sorry, because I think one of my slides is missing. Okay, so probably I write it over here. Okay, so how we deal with this kind of counters. Okay, so this is, we want to build trading plans, right? So again, doesn't mean all COB you have to enter. Like for example, MSM, even though the characteristic is changing, okay, from illiquid to liquid, right? But overall it's still in downtrend. Okay, so we'll never know when is the highest volume will appear in the chart, okay, until we see some seller information, right? So this is how the trading plan will help us, okay, to reduce this kind of things. Okay, so first of all, I want to see a wide spread. Okay, so sorry about that. Okay, I just write in short form. Okay, wide spread 18 LC bar. Okay, wide spread 18 LC bar. Okay, so this is the first one I'm looking into. Okay, because why? 18 LC is what? Okay, anyone remember the definition of 18 LC? Can type it over there. Anyone remember the definition of 18 LC? Every time you see 18 LC, what happens? Widespread bar, high volume, what happens? No, not accumulation. It's not accumulation. What happened when you see the bar itself? Close above previous 18 day, yes, but what is the definition of it? What is the meaning of it? Okay. It's an effort buy, yes. Very close, okay, very close. Yes, it's a change of trend. Okay, it's a change of trend, right? So if let's say the stock like this, okay, got high volume widespread, which means potentially going to sideways, right? So say sideways got high volume like this, potentially go into uptrend, right? So that's why LC you have to remember, right? Not all LC is a distribution. If let's say it goes up already, suddenly you see LC high volume, then yes, it's a distribution. Okay, but if let's say it's happening over here and over here, I think it's fine. Okay, I think it's fine. So if you look into like MSM earlier on, they do have COB, but they don't have LC yet. Okay, and it's still over in the downtrend until it happens, right? So again, let's go back to here, trading plan. Okay, not target profit, trading plan. Okay, so first of all, we need a wide spread 18 LC bar. Okay, of course, this is a basic rule still follow above, okay, 2040 MA. Okay, above 2040 MA. Okay, basic rule we still follow. Okay, and third, I prefer to see a shakeout, no sell off, shakeout, okay, or a test NS in these areas. Okay, in these areas. Okay, now COB, it takes time. Okay, COB takes time, so that's why you need a lot of patience. Okay, if you are trading in your portfolios there, I don't really recommend you to buy 100% on COB, because to be frank with you, it really tests your patience. Okay, so I do have some counters before I almost give up, but luckily some I hold, it goes up, but some I give up, it goes up higher. Okay, the other I think the classic one, the one that most painful one that I'm looking into today is Milux. Okay, Milux is the one that I missed the gold ball. Okay, I take white ball, but the second round, the gold ball I didn't take. But if you look into the chart, it's a COB. Okay, the other one is big. Okay, I will share with you how I didn't miss. I missed the gold ball trade. Okay, for big. Okay, so now this is a few things that you want to look into. Okay, widespread bar 18 LC above 2040s, and shakeout. No sell off. Okay, let me write this properly. Okay, very sorry because I think just now I accidentally deleted the other slides. Okay, so this is shakeout. Okay, shakeout. Okay, shakeout test or NS. Okay, so this is the thing we want to look into. Okay, before we want to go for the trades. Okay, now again, just now we I think I mentioned about portfolio as well. Okay, portfolio is something that I rarely share, but yeah, I think moving forward I want to share as well too, because I think the right expectation is very important. Okay, the right RE lah, okay, RE lah, right expectation is very important. Okay, because like I said, if some of you, okay, some of members probably you enter today, next week tak jalan, you know, you already sudah cannot tahan already. Okay, I think this technique is not suitable for you. Okay, this technique definitely is not suitable for you, because COB most of the time I enter, I hold at least 1-2 months. Okay, before the jalan. Sometimes 2 months also tak boleh jalan. Okay, be frank with you. Okay, so if you are those type that, you know, 1 week is consider long term already. Okay, you know, some people they enter the next day exact what that jalan one. Okay, this one definitely not suitable for you. Okay, so what you do is that maybe your portfolios, okay, I'm not so sure how much, okay, but if let's say for example you able to split into 6 counters, okay, probably you buy one. Okay, probably buy one. Okay, so if let's say this one really take 3 months to jalan, okay, or 4 months, I don't know, maybe 1 year you only trade 2 to 3 COB in a year. 2 to 3 COB in a year. Okay, okay, Zach, why does blue zone background play a role? Okay, like Milux in red when LC widespread bar. Okay, now LC, okay, LC, do remember if let's say line change high volume appeared, all right, technically it won't trigger the green pentagon, because why? Potential pullback. Okay, potential pullback. So what you do is that you want to use the hourly chart. Okay, you want to use the hourly chart. Okay, now that's why background is always very important. Okay, background is always very important. If let's say if you look into Milux, right, it actually comes from reaccumulation. Okay, and from reaccumulation it have this LC widespread bar. Okay, so that's why in this area with LC, for me it's still okay. But if let's say something like theta is going up crazy for past 4-5 days, suddenly got another LC, then it will be dangerous. Okay, now the reason why we didn't trigger, okay, the green pentagon on this kind of bar, because why? Sometimes the line change from here can be 30%, can be 30%, okay, or maybe, you know, some penny stock can be higher than that. All right, so what happened is that if let's say new members or maybe new trader, they don't know, they entered immediately after this green pentagon and they pull back. Okay, so immediately you need to suffer 20% of losses. Okay, so that's why it didn't trigger. So that's why in this case, you should refer to hourly chart. Okay, you should refer to hourly chart. Again, background is very important. So that's why whenever we you know, analyze the chart, you know, want to look for a trade, we always go to a background first. Okay, so Nick, hopefully I answered these questions. Okay, good. All right, so let's go to the next one. Okay, yeah, sorry, forgot again. Okay, I actually got a few counters I want to share with you. Okay, now this is some of the trade that personally I'm trading previously. Okay, I think some members do follow me in the trade as well. Landmark. Okay, by using these patterns. Okay, sorry, my bad writing. Okay, landmarks. Landmarks G-Shan. Okay, G-Shan is a classic one. But G-Shan, I shuffle with you. I didn't enter already anymore. I didn't. Actually, I sold already for my G-Shan. Okay, Taffy. Okay, so another classic case. This is Milux. Okay, Milux. But like I said, I only get white bone and they go both for this. Okay, and big. Okay, I'm gonna share with you big and Fiamma. Okay, because I don't want to share with you profitable trades only. I want to share with you what is the challenges, okay, you will face when you're trading these patterns. Okay, not every time we make money, because like I said, sometimes, you know, shakeout with tends to happens lots of time in these periods. Okay, now let's go to this one. This is landmark. Okay, so here, notice what is this? The opening closing is not consistent. Okay, even here I don't think it's very consistent as well. Okay, if you realize, but it's, you know, slightly getting better from here if you zoom out later on using the trading view chart. Now here's the things that it changed overall. Okay, you can see volume, it breaks. Okay, now by the way, this UT, okay, this UT is a gap up UT from accumulation. So that's why it can be treated as an LC as well. All right, so normally what I do is that if let's say I do see this kind of LC, okay, again, two things will happen: distribution or shakeout. Okay, if not, what I do is that I wait for two tests. Okay, so here is the gaps, right? Okay, let me draw here. Here's the gaps. Again, gap should form support. Gap should form support. Okay, so I'll wait for two tests, 1, 2. Okay, and I do see lots of sound strength, then that's where that I look for my entry from here. Okay, at least like, you know, a 2 tests over there. Okay, to ensure that, okay, yep, they are building tests, even though there's UT in the background, then I think it's fine. Okay, but if let's say it goes up like this, like theta suddenly got UT, then okay, to be frank, I'm not interested at all. Okay, here I think it's still okay because it's just coming up from accumulation. Okay, so that's why background is very important for you to check. Okay, now this is the one. It comes with some change of behavior. Okay, if you notice after this LC happened, right, the candles slightly become better. Okay, it at least, you know, it shows some consistency rather than, you know, compared to here, it's like you know, opening high low close is very different. Okay, now again, after I entered, I think I entered, there's one and then somewhere around here. I think I entered also hold for like few months. Okay, so I almost took profit as well. You know, it goes up, hit resistance. I was very happy, but it dropped again. So imagine, you know, this is how I exit my MILAX. Okay, so sometimes this happen. So from here to here, I think I entered somewhere like 32 or 33, I can recall. So it goes up here, I got 10%. The time I was very happy, but it dropped again, you know, to break even and small losses. Okay, so sometimes it will make you feel that you know, you didn't take profit. It seems like, you know, a bit stupid. Okay, didn't take profits. You know, try to shake you out. You know, by the time they goes up again, you quickly takes, you know, then after that they make a big movements. Okay, so again, this is a challenge that you have to face when you are trading these counters, because in change COB, okay, in this COB, whenever they do this reaccumulation, they tends to try to shake you out, hit resistance several times before they make the big movements. Okay, so MILAX is the one that I can, okay, because why at the time, you know, our KRS is not doing that well, lots of political news around. Okay, so that's why I was like, okay, 10% but ball, I just take it. But after that, it move up higher. Okay, it move up higher. So this is one example. Okay, landmark. Okay, so make sure when you're trading COB and make sure you are entering close to the support. So if let's say anything goes wrong, you still can try to manage your risk. Okay, again, everything comes with risk. Okay, I'm not telling you that this one sure will goes up for sure. I don't know the time, but you know, as long as you're entering near support, even though yes, it goes up, drop back again, but you are still fine. Okay, maybe you just waste your time for 3 months over there. Okay, but you are still fine. Okay, don't enter somewhere around here. Okay, because COB always going, it will go back to supports. Okay, you always go back to supports. Okay, type of 1 for me if you can still follow so far. Type of 1 for me, please. Okay, type of 2, loss and just confused. Okay, right, good. Okay, so there's one example. This is landmark. Okay, now the second one, again, like I said, is classic one. I think I do talk about this lots of time. So that's why I think for members, okay, if let's say your capital size is pretty good and you know you got some allocation into some mid to long term kind of counters, for me, I think you should at least look into one into your portfolio. Okay, which is now I'm doing so as well. I cannot say it's an easy money, but I can say it's a low risk kind of potential stocks to look into. Okay, G-Shan, I say it's a very classic one. To be frank, until now I don't know what they do. I don't know this company background. I don't know what they do. But if you look into here, okay, very illiquid. Here, if you notice, it's changing already. Again, a LC at the background holding ball. Okay, above 2040s reaccumulation. But over here, I still a bit worried because it's still illiquid. It's still illiquid, so I'm a bit worried. But here is fantastic. Okay, here is fantastic. Okay, so I think I entered somewhere around these 2 NS. Okay, these two NS. Okay, so also took me like I think almost 2 months. Okay, before the jalan. Okay, 2 months before the jalan. Okay, so again, I say it's not to say that it's very easy to make it, but you know you got the potential to do it. Okay, now big. Okay, big. Gonna wash. Okay, so here. Background I didn't show, but background previously is very illiquid. Even here is a bit illiquid. Okay, you can see the LC is coming, right? So this kind of patterns, it always come with very nice LC. If you notice it, okay, it will always come with very nice LC, high volume, and the LC forming a very good support resistance. Okay, so from here, against the chart here, still a bit like illiquid, but the time I didn't really focus as well. But I do notice, okay, and pay attention to big after this candle, NS. 2LC. So that's where I enter. I think I entered also together with few members, okay? Because I entered big and Fiamma both together, okay? Because both come with NS. I think this is the bar, if not mistaken. Okay, this is the bar. Both of them happening on the same day. Okay, the NS. So I enter both. So here, the reason why I enter Fiamma is very simple also. Liquid. Okay, now you can see the candles is changing. Okay, the candles is changing. Of course, big make a big movement. Okay, but it make it the big movement without me. Okay, why? Because it shake me out. Okay, it shake me out. I was like, oh yeah, okay, it turns to illiquid again. It shake me out, but they push back again. NS big break. Okay, NS big break. Okay, so I think I just get a little bit from here, but overall I didn't make much. Okay, from big. Now, if you look into Fiamma, okay, until now they are still in the range. Of course, they already make some profit. If let's say I still holding, okay, until now from here, right? I'm making ready, but it haven't made a big movement yet. Okay, but if you pay attention to it, I'll be frank with you, Fiamma also activated because really testing my patience, okay, for Fiamma. I think I also like somewhere around here I exit. Okay, still sideways, but I do notice here already, okay, this LC. Okay, this LC. Okay, testing one time, probably this is the second time. Notice here, up trust. I don't know whether we shake out or not. Okay, but so far, volume is low. Okay, so far volume is low. And I do notice as well the candles, okay, is slowly changing as well. Probably, you know, we monitor for few more weeks, okay, to see whether got, you know, a better consistent volume coming in or not. Okay, a very consistent volume. Okay, so here if you notice, okay, again, I'm not doing buy corner, but I just, you know, try to look for a new discount counters. Okay, so it's kind of like similar here, goes up, low volume, goes up, consistent volume. Okay, I'm looking for this kind of more consistent volume, okay, for me to have a little bit more confident to look for the trades. Okay, hey, hello Siu Ping, thank you for joining me today. Okay, so Fiamma, okay, probably is booked to pay attention, but let's see how it goes. Okay, for a few more weeks. Okay, currently I think the candle is still a bit illiquid. Okay, hopefully we'll have more. Okay, now this is also a few counters that I think they got some COB patterns. Okay, do remember again, this is not a buy call. Okay, but if you really want to look for the trades, make sure you entered after they form two supports. Best it come with shake out. Okay, best it come with shake out and enter very close with supports. Okay, enter very close with support. Okay, now let's go to the chart directly. Okay, so before I go to the chart, okay, so far okay. Talk about A for me, if let's say okay. Talk about B, if let's say, you know, totally confused, not sure. Okay, good. Okay, now let's go to these few counters. Okay, let's go to these few counters. Huh? And probably I share with you why I will. I cannot say, like I say, I don't know whether I make it or not. Okay, but worth to pay attention to. Okay, again, do remember, for members, right, you actually can choose. Okay, not everything that you have to trade penny stocks. Okay, not everything you have to trade penny stocks. Okay, like for me right now, I actually rarely trade below 50 cents anymore. Even 50 cents still okay lah, but you know, below like 30 cents, I really trade. Okay, but the reason why I keep into here because the chart pattern is nice, And maybe if let's say KIC turn to green again, bullish again, then yes, I will look into it. Okay, if let's say they haven't break up yet. Okay, if not, I still look into counters that maybe 70 cents, 1 ringgit, 2 ringgits. Okay, because of overall markets is still sideways. It's not super bullish yet. Okay, at the moment. So actually you can choose according to this. Okay, and of course sector also is very important as well. Okay, now let's look into the trade setups, right? Okay, here. Okay, so again, okay, let's look into weekly charts. So if you look into weekly chart, I think it's very obvious. Okay, very, very obvious. Illiquids, volume, liquids. Okay, so candles is changing. Open, high, low, close is getting better. Volume transaction is consistent. Okay, so it's a COB counters. Okay, it's a COB counters. Okay, so if I look into here, this is the top part of the resistance. Okay, and what we have, we got a shakeout. We got a shakeout. Okay, we got a shakeout. So this is the first one. Why I put this in my watch list. Okay, again, I'm not entering this one yet because it's 28% counters. I still feel a bit worried to trade this kind of counters. So I'm looking for others right now. Okay, now Kotra, okay, it already hit resistance for one time. Now it dropped. Okay, so if you look into the background, right? So we got here. Okay, very illiquid counters. Suddenly line change high volume. Now this is the problems. Okay, up trust high volume. Okay, gap up drop is an up trust. Okay, so usually got this kind of candles. It's a bit similar to landmark if you ask me. Okay, it's a bit similar to landmark. It gaps up but UT in the same times. So here should form a support. So I want to look for more sound strength. Okay, in this area. So I think for CLB counters, like I said, right, it tends to move for a few months. Okay, so I think you got plenty of time to plan out your trades. Okay, probably like for me, I will always look for 7, 8, 9 counters, okay, to monitor. So which one come first? Good price, I enter that one. Okay, which is the formation is nicer. If let's say miss is okay, we'll look for the others. Okay, so Kotra, I'm looking somewhere around the low of the gaps over here, maybe 2.7 something. Okay, hopefully we'll see more sound strength. Okay, so gaps is still holding well, but sometimes I say it probably will like this, right? It will drop a little bit, shake out in the gaps here before it goes up. Okay, so that's why entering near support is very important. Okay, at least you got the 8% risk, okay, for you to have some room for them to do a shakeout, right? So if for example I enter at 274, 8% is somewhere around here, 252. Okay, so sometimes let's say I enter already, right? I don't know, maybe it will shake out like this. So at least this one will help me out. Okay, to at least don't risk too much. Okay, at least it's still within the 8% over there. Okay, so the other one is CFM. Okay, CFM. So it's very obvious again. Here you can notice the candles is coming back. Okay, the formation candle is coming back, but I think they are doing another round shakeout. Okay, so that's why I'm parking my alerts somewhere around 75 cents. Okay, so if you look into here, this we got 2 LC in this range. Okay, against, if you don't know where support resistance, you use the latest LC high volume. Okay, you use the latest LC high volume. So from here, you just draw. This is the LC, right? Latest LC high volume, right? And this is coming from a reaccumulation. Okay, unlike theta going up for a few days, so I think it's fine. So this is probably a shakeout area because why? The volume is extremely low. So I'm looking for a few effort bar, probably here. Okay, again, no rush for me. Okay, I think no rush. Okay, so let's see how it goes. Okay, CFM. Okay, so this is the other one. I think this one is getting better. Okay, again, I'm not doing buy call, but I think it's getting better. Okay, because they have been ranging for months. Effort bar is slowly showing up. Okay, so this is a bit similar like CFM, right? It goes up, drop, few more line change, it drop, but this one it jump drop lower. Okay, it's holding well. Line change, holding well. Okay, and we got another good effort bar. Okay, and have been doing this for a few months already. Okay, volume also kind of consistent, they are coming back. Okay, so obvious COB stocks, oops, here, Okay, here it liquids. Here turns to liquid, but it's still, you know, a little bit of not a very nice formation here, but here getting better. Okay, here getting better. Okay, so again, if you're really interested, want to trade close to the 2040s, okay, we will never know, right? They will do a shakeout or not. You know, they will drop. I would never know. Okay, so like for example, Milux is a good example, right? Okay, so yeah, there's few. Okay, Kotra, so there are few SOS. It's not enough. Okay, so let's go back to Kotra. Now, for this kind of patterns, okay, especially when you got a big LC, high volume, I always tend to like to see 2 rounds of test as support. Okay, so example like here, right? We got a big down bar high volume. This is representing an upthrust. Okay, I always like to see 1, 2. Okay, because why? Because sometimes I realize, right, because this is like too close with the sound weakness really. Sometimes the second one, because they try to goes up, right, hit resistance, especially those that come with upthrust. Okay, it will make a shakeout before goes up. Okay, it will make a shakeout before goes up. Okay, good questions, by the way. Okay, so that's why I can share with you some example if you got this kind of questions for me. Is this Xinhua? Straits? There are a few examples. That's why I always like to see second time. Okay, I think this is a good example here. Okay, here got a big upthrust, right? Here got a big upthrust, right? So it goes up, sorry, upthrust goes back. Here, hit again another like UT. So sometimes they do another shakeout. Okay, but now they are doing another round again. Okay, so this is the reason why sometimes I like to see 2 times. Okay, 2 times. But again, I say COB sometimes it really takes a lot of times. So that's why you got a proper time for you to do some planning. Okay, so try to, you know, put your alerts near close to the supports there. Okay, now this is quality concretes. Again, very obvious COB. Okay, but the candles currently is changing, but it's still not very consistent yet. So it's good, okay, to continue to monitor for next few weeks. Okay, so here against here, right, it's very abnormal type of candles, but here is getting better. Here is getting better. Okay, so we got Sarah LC holding ball. Okay, against you want to see more consistent volume coming in. The candles, everything become normal. Maybe sound shrink will help as well. Okay, so this is Roma Holdings. Okay, here illiquids, right? So a bit illiquid. Now you can see the volume slowly changing. Okay, but this one also comes with a little bit of shake-up patterns. Okay, kind of a little bit of shake-up patterns. So again, worth to monitor as well, because I do see that, you know, the volume after this bar, the volume becomes slightly higher compared to the left hand side. Okay, so the candles is like a bit not so active. Okay, here coming back slowly a little bit. Okay, but again, probably this is not my priority. Okay, again, some of this counter is not my priority, but just that I saw the patterns, I put in there. Okay, in case, you know, Control CFM, YNG, I don't know, you know, maybe next week they breaks up already. At least I got my backup. Okay, to look for, you know, the next trades. Okay, LTKM. I think this one is still quite early. Okay, but anyway, already LC already, I think is a bit risky for you to trade. Okay, because lots of time, if you look into some of the COB counter I shared with you all, right? Sometimes one LC they can push back down again. Okay, CFM is one example, right here, push back down again. LC push back down again. Okay, so for me, LTK right now, I don't know whether you continue to fly or not, but definitely I think the risk is not. I mean, for me, is not my preference. Okay, because the risk is probably slightly too high. Okay, so what I do, I want to see again a successful test back to support. Okay, again, probably this one takes weeks to months. Okay, weeks to months. Okay, so maybe, I don't know, you check Kotra breaks up. This one, okay, got a nice accumulation, then we go for this. Okay, so always good to have this kind of list with you. Okay, so in case you miss that, you still can come back into it. Okay, C Hub is not ready yet because, okay, now anyone can tell me why C Hub is not ready yet? Yes, COB is change of behavior. Quality, higher is higher, low is higher. Yeah, this is what we call the what uptrend, you know, the uptrends. Okay, correct for Simon. Okay, being said, no obvious change of trend. Okay, good. Anyone's? Okay, C hub, why it's not good yet? But the candles is changing, right? If you notice, pay attention very closely, right? The candles is definitely changing, but why is still not really good yet? Why? GP volume is not high. Yes, good. Okay, how about other members? Okay, can you probably want to try? The candle is changing. Am I right? You all agree the candle is changing? There's COB. Okay, but why is still not good enough? Okay, yes, it's downtrend. Okay, now do remember just now, right? UT climatic volume, probably yes. Okay, but this is in the downtrend. There's one thing that, yes, haven't completed, yes, haven't completed yet, right? There's one thing is missing from this chart. Okay, do you remember just now when we talk about trading plan, right? Just now we talk about trading plans, right? What's the first thing we're looking for? Widespread bar 18 LC high volumes. Okay, widespread bar 18 LC high volume. That's the first thing we're looking for, right? So if you look into some of the chart that I show you all, right? I think, okay, let's go back to my favorite composition. Okay, so let's put over here. Okay, you notice that it must come with this candle, right? It must come with these candles. Okay, to have a nicer setup. Okay, now if you look into MSM, okay, MSM is also one of the counters that I do remember. Okay, because I almost entered at the trades that time after I see COB, but lucky I didn't. Okay, so here, okay, here, okay, after that the candle change, right? Now after that, it's only the line change happened. Okay, but of course here it goes down lower. I think I entered somewhere around here, but I lost money. Okay, the first one I lost money. Okay, but against I do following the trade because I know there's COB, but just that probably the volume at the time is not high enough to change the trend. Okay, so after that, what happens? More volume coming in. You can see this volume, right? This volume appears, right? This volume become very, very small. Okay, this volume become very, very small. So that's why it's very important to see this kind of volume coming in from the chart. Okay, so once it happens, accumulation. Okay, so subsequently manage to, after a period of accumulation, of course, okay, this one takes really months or maybe years for them to make a follow through. Okay, so if I look into C hub just now, okay, I look into C hub just now, I do see the change of COB already. Okay, but overall, like I say, it's still in downtrend. Okay, and there's no LC yet. Okay, at the moment. Okay, any questions so far regarding Simon 18 LC? Okay, I think last one, Fiamma. Okay, this one also I think is slightly getting better. You can see the volume also getting higher a bit. Huh? So we got, you know, one test over here. Okay, one here, one here. Now this is support, 1, 2. Okay, so let's see how it goes. Okay, so do remember this kind of counters, lots of shakeout will happen. Okay, if your pop process is good, you don't mind to hold one for mid to long term. Okay, or maybe you can check out their FA. Maybe some of this counter come with good FA. Okay, I don't know. I haven't checked yet. Okay, so probably you want to consider to add into your portfolios. Okay. All right. So I think this is the end of my section here. Any questions? Okay, or maybe you think there's any good C or B counter I missed out in my list. Okay, so just let me know. Okay, any counters you think I missed out for COB patterns? Maybe some member got a better setup COB. Okay, probably can share with us. We take a look from here. Okay. No? Or any questions? Okay, probably I answer a few questions, okay, before we close. Dynastia. But Dynastia is still in downtrend, right? Oh. Wow, this bar too huge already lah. Usually, to be frank, I don't like it. This bar down bar too high volume already, and now it's a bit illiquid right now, so not really nice. Okay, not really nice. Okay, now I think the other day there's one member asked in the group, right, about Kanger, right? Okay, if not mistaken, it's Kanger, because I think someone asked this in the members group there. Okay, so usually here, okay, it's the first sign to tell us the stock is not ready. Okay, if you look into here, there are a few down bar high volume too. Okay, to tells you that the chart over is not ready. So if you are looking for accumulation stocks, good accumulation stocks, the effort bar, I mean the high volume bar, most of the time come with up bar, okay, not down bar. Okay, so there's a few ways that actually you can do a quick check as well. Okay, yep, go Colan. Let's try go Colan. Last one before we close. Okay, go Colan is also one of them. Okay, this one is look like a reaccumulation, huh? It's also a bit of COB, but it's not that obvious yet. Okay, let's look into weekly. Okay, overall setup is good. Okay, I think for Gold Colan, I think they are doing a nice reaccumulation. But COB, I think they already changed from here previously. Okay, here actually is okay already. Here is okay already because they got a kind of good volume coming in from this area. Okay, and they are seems like doing reaccumulations right now. Okay, probably wait for, if let's say looking for entry, probably look for a few more high volumes. Setup overall is good. Okay, I kind of like the patterns. Weekly chart also pretty nice. Okay, or maybe use weekly chart green pentagons. Okay, use weekly chart green pentagons. I think it's okay too. Okay, all right, last one, Subo. Okay, Subo. Let's start with daily. This one is COB, right? This one is COB. Wow, but price is a bit far already, huh? Okay, this one is definitely COB lah. Okay, so now we got a big pullbacks, okay, because usually this kind of big pullback, again, just based on my observations, right? Usually this kind of big pullback, it tends to last for months. Okay, so from here you check again, is there any good sound strength for you to look for? And if you are looking for entry, a good area for you to look for the entry. Okay, but that, yes, it's a COB, but this one is like breaking too fast already. Sometimes even for me, it's difficult for me to enter as well. I kind of like those that it changed already, then it make a nice period of accumulation. Okay, I think like Jishan Taffy is the best one. So for me right now, if you ask me, YNG, CFM, Kotra, I think Quality Concrete also kind of like okay. Right, Subo also okay, but just here break up too fast already, so probably this one will take some times. Okay, for them to do some reaccumulation again. Okay, monitor for more sound strength. Okay, at least right for these counters, right, the up bar come with high volume a bit. Okay, increasing volume. The down bar didn't come with high volume. Okay, so I think the distribution is not there yet. Okay, probably move some sideways first. Okay, so with this, I will end today's section. So again, hopefully members, you'll learn more or two things today. Okay, so like I said, for time to time, if you got some question, you can ask me. Actually, today, this section here is, after I talk with a member, okay, and then I think that, oh, okay, probably it's good also to highlight this to you all. Okay, so that's why if you got some challenges, if you think that, I mean, things that, you want me to highlight again, let me know. Okay, so with this, thank you. And I'll close today's section and, happy Sunday. And I'll see you again soon.